can't obviously believe that Watchmen, Yahoo, and Deborah did not pay me to do the intro for Whited Out 4 to deceive the masses. The true Israelites are the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and Native Americans scattered throughout the earth. The Judah team has an agenda to make all the tribes Hamite. Matthew 24:4 says, "To take heed that no man deceive you." Oh. And I'm not really Jesus.
You're the damn devil that the Bible speaks about. You got your damn nerve talking about God. God is black. That's in Daniel 7 verse 9. Christ is black. That's in Revelation 1 verse 14. The Jews are black. That's in Jeremiah 14:2. You call yourself red-blooded Americans. We call you redneck crackers, and the Bible says the devil is red.
Jews are the synagogue of Satan.
The so-called white Jews are the synagogue of Satan. The real Jews are the blacks that was brought to America on slave ships. Get your history straight.
Well, I don't know about history, but I'm just trying to figure out, we're going to talk about what happened about 300 years ago. Let's talk about what's happening in 1993 and why teenagers, people of your age, hate so much right now.
First of all, hate is reality. Okay, you teaching about love. Don't you know God hates? Scripture says in Ecclesiastes 3, there's a time and purpose for everything under the sun. A time to love, a time to hate, a time to kill, a time to be born, a time for peace, and a time for war. You got your damn nerve asking me why I hate the damn devil. You
but
damn
you know what?
raped my mother, killed my forefathers.
Wait, but I may have that, but like you just said, if there's a time for everything, all you espouse is hate. So
now
why don't you take the time to love?
We love the 12 tribes of Israel, the Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Mexican and North American Indians. We love our people and we hate our enemies, and you ain't no damn Jew. Atah lo Yehudi, Atah lo Jacob, Atah Shatan, Yerash Caleb, Edomi Caleb, Shatan Caleb. You ain't no Jew.
We came and changed 400 years. No justice, no freedom, no equality. Sun up to sundown, 1910. Still in change. Financial change, economical change, change, money change. America change. Change. Look at these
You feel in a way that you're not really acting up there.
No, I'm not acting at all. I'm real. I may have a little music in the background, but everything that I do, I look at as being real.
You know, I first came here some 400 long years ago. I came as a first-class passenger. On a cold, nasty, muddy, wet prison of death. A slave ship.
In court records, he threatened 3 black children with shouts of racial slurs. 2 years later, Marky Mark spent time in jail for beating a Vietnamese man with a stick. A few weeks ago, Marky Mark publicly apologized for his behavior, stating, "I used racist language and people were seriously hurt by what I did. I am truly sorry." While most of his fans are applauding Marky Mark for his public apology, my guests today say he should have never apologized for his action because they're very proud to be members of hate groups, and what they say may shock you. Please welcome Bill. He has ties to the Ku Klux Klan and is a member of the National Socialist American Workers Movement. Bill, what does your organization stand for?
We stand for white rights, and I have a message for you. I come not to send peace on earth, but a sword. Jew dwarfs, there's an oven in your future. Get out while you can.
I should also add right now that we have an audience filled of nothing but teenagers, and I shouldn't say nothing but filled with teenagers who are here to discuss this, but we also have another guest joining us today, is Shayala and Awara, who are members of the Hebrew Israelites. Shayala, why don't you tell us what you stand for?
Basically, we represent the Most High God and Christ, which are black revolutionary racists. According to the Bible, all white people are devils, and we hate you, and you're going in slavery, and you got to pay for your crimes, cracker.
All right. And also, we have another teenager, Aurora. What do you think? What does your organization stand for you?
Well, I say the white man is the devil, okay? He brought us here in slavery, and he's going to pay for what he did to our people. He's a wicked, lying wretch, and he deserves death.
Death.
Okay. Also joining us is another teenage hater. His name is Mr. Curtis Wolf. He's a member of the Church of the Avenger and a leader of the White Berets. What does your organization stand for?
Anti-Jew and anti-pervert.
And what does that mean when you say anti-pervert?
Well, first of all, a pervert is not born into this world. He or she chooses to remain that way or to become that way.
Well, what is this he and she that you're talking about? Who are you talking
about? A pervert. A homosexual, I don't find anything gay about them at all.
So you hate all Jews and all homosexuals?
You got it.
So that's what we're trying to talk about today. But we're trying to talk about it with an audience filled with teenagers from across the country who want to respond to these comments, but also want to wake you up out there at home, want to wake parents up, want to wake other kids up, because these kids are go to school near you, may go to school in the same neighborhood that you go to, and your kids and you may be affected by this. Don't go away. We'll be back right after this. Hard to believe and hard to imagine, but there are in 1993, there are young people out here who still believe in things like burning crosses on front of people's lawns and on just hating people. I can't understand it, but that's what's going on, and I don't know where it's coming from and where you're learning it from. But let's just start with Shayala. How long have you felt the way that you feel?
I felt the way that I've felt since I was born, okay? Because of what you devils did to our forefathers and what you're doing to our people today. And I'd like to bring this out. God hates all white people. That's in Romans 9:13. Jesus Christ called a white woman a dog in the Bible. All of you are brainwashed in here. All of you have the mark of the beast, okay? What we're teaching is the truth.
What verse?
Romans 9 verse 13 states that God hates Esau and your father is Esau. And you're not white, you're red, okay? Your blood shows forth through your skin, all right?
Okay. All right, well, that gives you a chance. Now, Bill, how long have you felt the way you feel about Jews and blacks and everybody else?
Since great word of Adolf Hitler came into my life in about the 4th grade.
Since the who? Since the who? The great who?
Great word of Adolf Hitler, the Führer.
Okay, and he came into your life in the 4th grade.
That's right.
Okay, what did he like pop out of the mirror at you? I mean, how did he come into your life?
God gave me his word at a younger age, and he turned on Adolf Hitler to me. The Lord Jesus Christ refers to Negro as Chaya in the Bible.
That's a lie, okay? You don't know nothing about the Bible. You don't know nothing about Christ. You're the damn devil that the Bible speaks about. You got your damn nerve talking about God. God is black. That's in Daniel 7 verse 9. Christ is black. That's in Revelation 1 verse 14. The Jews are black. That's in Jeremiah 14:2. You call yourself red-blooded Americans. We call you redneck crackers, and the Bible says the devil is red.
The Jews are the synagogue of Satan.
The so-called white Jews are the synagogue of Satan. The real Jews are the blacks that was brought to America on slave ships. Get your history straight.
Well, I don't know about history, but I'm just trying to figure out, we're going to talk about what happened about 300 years ago. Let's talk about what's happening in 1993 and why teenagers, people of your age, hate so much right now.
First of all, hate is reality, okay? You teaching about love. Don't you know God hates? Scripture says in Ecclesiastes 3, there's a time and purpose for everything under the sun. A time to love, a time to hate, a time to kill, a time to be born, a time for peace, and a time for war. You got your damn nerve asking me why I hate the damn devil. You raped my mother, killed my forefathers.
But I may have that, but like you just said, if there's a time for everything, all you espouse is hate. So why don't you take the time to love?
We love the 12 tribes of Israel, the Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Panamanians, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Mexican and North American Indians. We love our people and we hate our enemies. And you ain't no damn Jew. Atah lo Yehudi, Atah lo Jacob, Atah Shatan, Yorash Caleb, Edomi Caleb, Shatan Caleb. You ain't no Jew.
Okay.
You're the devil that the Bible speaks of.
They're gonna find this out.
You know what? You can ask anyone. Go ahead.
All right, you said before that God is black.
Yeah, that's in Daniel 7 verse 9. It says that God's hair was woolly and black people got woolly hair. In Revelations, the 1st chapter, the 14th verse, it says Christ, his hair was white like wool. Blacks got woolly. Then it says Christ looked so dark, he looked like brass, which is a derivative of brown, as if he burnt in the furnace. And if you burn anything in the furnace, it gets dark. Ezekiel 1 verse 7 states the angels are black. Jeremiah 14:2 states the Jews are black.
Shala, we're not going to have a Bible lesson right this minute, but you got that. But what is your point, sir?
The point is that everything he's saying isn't true. It may say like dark, but that doesn't mean a thing.
That's a damn lie.
What does it say?
Okay, all right. I'm not going to go back to verse and verse, but Curtis, you've heard this. Now, your organization hates as much as Shayala's does. Why? I'm trying to get to the bottom line of why. This is 1993. Why?
Why? First of all, in the Carnegie Institute in Philadelphia and New York, sir, you will find that the Jews are the ones that brought your people over.
That's a damn
That's a
lie.
lie.
And they have been working us against each other.
First
We
of
are
all,
neighbors.
the white man is not a Jew, okay? He's the synagogue
No,
of
we are
Satan.
not
That's
Jews.
Revelations
That's
2,
right.
verse 9 and 3:9, okay? Second of all you white people are the same. Whether you start call yourself German Caucasian, Jewish Caucasian, British Caucasian, Swedish Caucasian, you're all Caucasians from the Caucasus Mountains because you're all cave dwellers. You're the Antichrist, the 666, the beast, and the dragon and the devil, okay? You can't pull no witchcraft or trick me because I know who you are. You are of your father, the devil.
Okay, well, you know, all right, Charlotte, and you've had your opportunity, but Curtis, I'm going to come back to you again. I'm still trying to get the answer to the question of hate. And all the verses that you just expound, Charlotte, does not tell me why you hate. Hold on a second. Curtis, why do you hate?
First of all, to be a warrior, you must hate your enemy to the death. If not, they will destroy you. Flat and simple.
So you're a warrior.
Simple. Pardon me?
You are a warrior.
That's right.
Okay, all right. Wait a
To the
minute.
death.
All right, yes, sir.
You're over there saying that you hate all white people, right? Well,
God hates all
I
white
might,
people.
well, God, okay?
All right.
You're wrong because God loves everybody, no
damn
matter
lie.
what the
Prove it.
color is.
That's a damn lie. You can't prove what you're saying. You can't prove what you're saying. You're like Christianity, slave master Christianity garbage, man. That's a damn lie. You can't. If I
you
put
want
a
to
gun
make
to your head,
comment?
you wouldn't be able to prove that God loves everybody. That's a damn lie. Prove it. Substantiate what you're saying with explicit facts. You don't know what you're talking about. You've been brainwashed by that slave master Christianity.
Okay. All right, just 1 minute. Yes, ma'am.
How can you say you know all white people? You don't know me.
All you white people are the devil. All of you.
say something?
You ain't got a damn thing to say.
Look, all we have to do is look at the track record of the white man. History proves that he brutalized us, he raped us, and he murdered us, okay? And for that, he's going in slavery, and we're going to end up killing him, okay? He's going in slavery and dead to the white man. You, dead to you, okay? Look at you. What are you? When I look at these people, I don't see a man. I see a woman, okay? They're homosexuals, okay? They were brought here to play the wicked, and that's what they are, the wicked, okay? His track record, history taught me that, okay? And I don't need a master's from Cambridge University to see what he did to my people, okay?
Okay, but now let me stop you right there because you're right.
Who was the weakest race?
Hold on a second.
You are,
You're the weakest
okay?
race.
You are,
Bill,
okay? You are.
Hold it.
Bill, hold on a second. All of you.
cannot scream over
You don't
top
even
of your loud
understand.
voice.
Wait. See,
Who
because
was the weakest
here's the
race
true
that
question.
got-
The true question is, you hate so much. History proved this to you.
That's right.
In your life, how many times have you been raped?
None.
In your time, how many times have you been beaten?
First of all,
I'm asking a question.
listen,
Let me ask
many
my
times.
question.
Listen,
okay?
Let me
okay,
ask you a question.
I
Yes, ma'am.
cannot sweep under the rug what these demons did to my foreparents, okay? You might be able to, but I'm not. I'm not going to sweep this under the rug.
So if you don't sweep it under the rug, what is it that you want to do?
Okay,
Race war.
death, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, okay?
Payback,
That's the way it's
slavery,
going
okay?
to be.
These white people,
Whether
they
you
got to
all,
reap what they
whether you
sow.
believe that or
Okay.
not, that's what's going to happen to your people.
Okay.
And we're all going to live to see the day when this happened, okay? When the Most High come and choose the chosen people, which is the nation of Israel.
Black
All right.
men, get ready for war.
Stop
That's
right there.
right.
Now, you feel the same way over here. You feel like the race wars are going to come, and it's going to be your people that win this war and take everybody else out. Is that right?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you first shot at it.
I'm not taking any shot at anybody.
No,
I'm
first
just
shot.
asking you the question of,
Right.
is that what's going to happen? That's the doctrine that you have in your organization, that eventually we have to come to war. Is that correct?
I will give you first shot at
War
bringing...
is coming, okay? So the
Wait,
black people better
Aurora, I'm
prepare
trying to get an
themselves.
answer. Again,
Yeah.
from you, is that what your organization is about? You want to bring this to the point that the fruition of all this is war. Yes or no?
we're uncovering the Jew.
Okay, so
Alive
what
the
does that
Jew.
mean?
Number one, they brought the slaves over here. They own the banks. They own the Hollywood, the multimedia,
All right.
everything. They
So
control
what do you
everything.
want to do to them?
Get them
Burn
out
them.
of the country.
Get them out of the country.
Everything will
Okay.
be natural after that.
All right, stop. Bill, now what do you want to do?
I think all the Jews need to be shipped back where they belong. But then...
Well, where's
there's-
that? See, they've never had a homeland.
That's right.
Mount
They've never had a
ever.
homeland.
The Caucasus
But I'm going
Mountains,
to say,
Mount
let me say something about the Palestinians. You know, we support the PLO in Minneapolis because the PLO is fighting
Look, the
Palestine.
war is between
That's
the
right, we're
black man
anti-Semitic.
and the white
That's right.
man, okay?
We like
That's
Semitic
the war.
people.
Later for the Palestinians, the war is between the black and the white. Nobody else matters. Not the Chinese, not the Indians from the East Indians, nobody else matter except the black man and the white man. And that's where the war is coming, okay? So black man, just get up and fight for your nation, okay? I admire a man who would stand up for his nation and his people and what the Creator say. Not what we've been taught in this society.
Aurora, hold on a
okay?
minute. Hold on a second. Aurora, how old are you?
Okay, I'm 19 years old.
19 years old. And in your 19 years, I am just trying my best to try to figure out, and none of you have still, I've asked this question over and over again, and none of you have answered it. You are rote memory espousers of things that you have learned.
Memory.
I am asking you one
You could say that's memory to you, but it's very live to me,
as soon as I start asking you a question, you start espousing those rote memory things.
Because you're not making any sense.
The sense that I'm making is you haven't made sense yet.
Okay.
I've asked you 3 times.
This is the answer right here.
I've asked you.
This is the answer right here.
Stop for a second.
Okay.
No. Why are you speaking to her? Is she a puppet? Let her talk for herself. Be quiet.
Okay.
I'm saying let her speak for herself. Don't put your hand in her back. Now, I'm asking you one question. The basic question was the one that I started with, and I said, why do you hate? Don't give me a dictatorial. Why do you hate?
I hate the white man, okay?
Why do you hate?
Because of what he did to my foreparents, okay? You could forget about that, okay?
Who said I forgot about anything?
I'm not going to forget about that, okay? I have to come and revenge my foreparents for what these demons did to my foreparents, okay?
Good. That was an answer. Why do you hate?
I hate white people exactly for what she said, okay? And it's in our spirit. We were created to be enemies. When you read about Cain is the white man, and we're Abel. Esau's a so-called white man, and we're Jacob. We're enemies, okay?
That's what the answer I was looking for.
We're
Why
enemies.
do you hate? Why do you hate?
I want to answer the question. You know, they keep saying the same thing over and over and over. The point is, if they were smart, they'd say, let's work together, let's divide this nation. Let me finish. I mean, you guys interrupt every damn sentence I say.
Because everything you say is damned.
Okay, go ahead. Finish your point.
If they worked with us, if you were Louis Farrakhan's people, you'd be working with us to separate the nation.
We ain't no Uncle Tom, okay? That's the difference, okay? We're not no Uncle Tom.
And Louis Farrakhan, wait, Louis Farrakhan is an Uncle Tom?
Philosophies. We're dealing with the Most High, what the Most High says in the Bible.
Wait, you were saying that Louis Farrakhan is an Uncle Tom?
We're not dealing with Farrakhan. We're the Hebrew Israelites, the real Jews that the Bible speaks of.
He's an Uncle Tom?
That's not what we're dealing with.
He's an Uncle Tom. Okay, all right, we're going to take a break. And I want to get back to this. He just did. She just did. She said
that's not what we're saying, okay?
I asked you. You said you're not dealing with any other
I'm trying to tell you, we're dealing with the Most High in Christ and the orders that he has in the Bible. That's what we're dealing with. Anything else we're not dealing with.
And we'll figure out what everybody else thinks about what they're dealing with as soon as we come back. We'll be back right after this. We've been talking to teenage hate mongers, people who believe that hatred should be alive and well in America. And what do you think?
So what's going to happen when you get rid of all the white people and you get rid of all the black people? Who's going to be left?
First of all the black people are not going to be rid of, okay? The reason the blacks are in these conditions is because they broke the laws of the Most High. So the Most High raised up the so-called white man to punish us. Now we're raising up and the white man's coming down. We're going to rule the world in righteousness.
I agree with you on that point. You know what? We didn't do our job. You know why?
No, you did do your job. You deserve an Academy Award.
You people have your own traitors.
Yeah, we do have traitors. And I'd like to say this. The traitors of our people, they're going to die. All the Uncle Toms, the religious, we ain't no negotiating, ain't no compromising, ain't no singing, ain't no marching, ain't no dancing, ain't no burning candles, ain't no damn voting. You ain't going to get a damn thing from voting. Our people have been voting since we got in this country. Look at Yusef Hawkins, Michael Stewart, Michael Griffith, Rodney King, Hosea Garcia. The white man has been killing the black man, killing the Puerto Rican, killing the Indians, and he's got to pay for this crime. This is reality. Y'all could deal with fantasy, but we're dealing with reality.
How old are you, Shiloh?
I'm 19.
19 too. Okay, great. Yes, sir.
For a 19-year-old, you really sound intelligent. I have another thing to say. According to the Jewish Bible, the black man was created from a biblical character. I don't know which one that is.
Adam was black.
Off the top of my head. And it's like the ugly duckling story, but all I can say to you is that you're quacking a lot.
There you go.
How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? You can make jokes, okay? You can jump around. You could drop dead, okay? But the Most High's program is going to flow, whether you believe it or not, accept it or not, or like it or not. These are historical, documented facts.
All right, Shiloh. Yes, ma'am.
And this is addressed to the Nazi guy.
Right.
If you're so proud of what you stand for, why are you wearing a hat and sunglasses and hiding yourself? I don't understand.
That's you, Bill. What do you you think? Why are you wearing a hat and sunglasses? I know this is part of the Aryan look, though, right? This is what you do, right?
Well, if I came here and showed my face, then I'd lose my job because the government, the Jewish occupational government, discriminates against white people. And I want to ask the Jews in your audience today, how come they can steal the land from the Palestinian people and they think that's okay?
Okay, well, they might worry about that. Wait, Shiloh, they might worry about that if they were over there. We're talking about here in America. And right here in America, I'm still trying to figure out, I got through Shiloh and Aurora. I want to get to you, and I know you didn't answer the question about why you hate so much, but eventually you will. But let me get this question first. Yes, sir.
You know, I came here today thinking of like a perfect question to ask, something that would relate to everything.
What's the question?
After hearing all of you talk, I've concluded one thing. That's 4 simple words: pathetic, pathetic, pathetic. And
well, you're ignorant. You're brainwashed. You got the mark of the beast. Okay.
Concerning ignorance, sir.
Excuse me?
You're quoting a book that, for all we know, you claim is fact, but it's not necessarily fact.
Yes, it is facts. I could prove to the Bible right now. You want me to prove it?
No, I don't need you to prove anything. We don't need to have a dissertation
and a facts. You're scared of the facts.
It's not being scared of the facts, but I don't want to have we're not doing a whole show on you quoting the Bible because it goes back to what I said earlier. It's like right now, I hear out of you, I wish I could run a tape right now of one of my old hate-monger shows, because I will tell you right now, it looks like somebody's got a hand in your back, a hand in Aurora's back, a hand in your back. No. It's somebody else who taught you what to say, because all I hear over and over again, if I'm brainwashed, see, I can speak without quoting things. I can speak without dissertation.
Give me one reason why I should love the white man.
I didn't say, wait, no, this is not a discussion about loving anybody.
What are you
And I'm not trying to do, I'm just saying to you, I can speak and make my point without quoting.
But you don't understand.
Put the book down and start doing that.
I'm never going to put this book down. This book was written by black men.
Gotcha, okay.
Inspired by a black creator.
Fine. Well, you being such
real. Hold it.
Okay.
All right, well then, great. It's your history.
Why you got this book in your courthouse?
Wait a second.
Why don't you tell the damn devil to put it down?
We all gonna live to see the day when this thing comes
And everybody's
through.
gonna have to respect the Bible.
We're all gonna live to see it.
Okay, but my point is, what I said is, and you said make my point is, you have in like 8 minutes given me 74 quotes, and I'm saying to you, take those quotes and put them into your words.
Okay, Montel.
Without quoting something. She's doing it. You've been doing a very good job
Let
at it.
me tell you
have
this,
been one quote after another. Give me something.
Racism is alive today, okay? Look what happened to Rodney King. When that incident happened, okay, and the white people were scared because they thought there was going to be a revolution for the black people was going to revolt against them and take out what happened to Rodney King on them. They were scared, and that was exciting because I said, finally, okay, the black man is going to stand up and fight and revenge his brothers and his foreparents. But no, they sweep it under the rug like they do everything else. Okay, it's time for them to wake up and fight.
Okay, yes,
Do you realize that 98% of the law and judicial system is Jew, and the facts are there right now.
Our history and our laws, okay?
That's right.
The white man don't have anything unless...
Okay, let me explain to you who's pushing all this. The Illuminati, okay? 1500.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Listen now, okay? Because I'll deal with you. Because you seem like you got a little intelligence, just a little. Okay, now, the Illuminati, 1,500 white men, which controls the world's wealth above the president, above the CIA, and above the FBI,
That's
okay?
Jew,
they know
white.
everything what we're saying is the truth, okay? But what they push on the media, on the TVs, on the radios, is to brainwash our people. They teach our people lies, like Christopher Columbus discovered America when there was black Indians living here first. Okay, that's a lie. Teaching that Christ is white, that's a lie. Okay, your people's pushing this lie.
All right, now stop there.
Right,
Let me get this point. Wait a minute. Yes, ma'am.
I have 2 questions.
Right.
One, I can understand, you know, you having hatred and everything because, I mean, they've just about taken everything. They brought us over here on the boat. They made us work. They even taken over rap music. You know, they taking over just about everything.
Can I ask you that?
But what I'm trying to say is, you know, y'all have to. This is not the way. I mean, we have
What's
to.
the
work.
way? What's the way?
I'm not saying that there is a particular. I'm just saying you can't work this way by
singing.
killing everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's alternative. You can't work
We tried that. Okay, Martin Luther King tried that. Okay, we tried. Look what happened to Martin Luther King. He wanted peace and he got a bullet in his head. Okay, you black people's gonna have to face stuff. This country was built on racism. It's going down on racism. This country was built on bloodshed. It's going down on bloodshed. You gotta pay for your crimes, and you're gonna pay double. You gotta reap what you sow, man.
Okay, let's stop there. Yes, ma'am.
All right, I got something to say to Bill over here. How
don't you dare ever take the Palestinians as an excuse to hate Jewish people, all right? That is no excuse, all right? You hate everybody. You're supposed to be a Nazi. You like Aryans. Don't use Palestinians as an excuse for your hatred.
My heart. Let me answer that.
Yes, go ahead, answer
My
that.
heart aches for the Palestinian people because they have been oppressed by the Jews just as the white people have. That's a really asinine thing
I'm
to
looking
say.
for, see, I can buy all this, but I can't, I'm just having a hard time getting to this. When you're telling me that everybody's abused you and you're 18 years old and 19 years old, you're 19 years old, you're 19 years old, I don't know how old you are because you said they don't have birth records. You don't know either. So we'll find out when we come back, but I just don't understand why, and I think maybe you have a hard time understanding why do kids hate so much in a time when this country's trying to do something. We'll be back right after this. We've been talking with teenagers who say they hate. And I gotta ask a couple questions here real quick, and this is just for Bill and Curtis. You know, I've had Aryans on the show before. And I will tell you, and as a matter of fact, we did a show with, Metzger, and his father wrote me this long, nasty letter and said, the fact that I thought we got over and we thought we did a good show because, I felt like I embarrassed these guys. And his comment was because the Aryans that were on the show would not challenge and wouldn't say anything about black people. And it looks like right now, two guys who, just because the two of them are sitting on the same stage, you're changing your whole song and dance. Now you only hate Jews and homosexuals, but if we were in a different forum and they were not here, you would be sitting there talking about how much you hate black people. Now, are they making you back down and getting you a little scared?
No, that's not true because...
Okay. What's that?
You see, we see eye to eye with the Nation of Islam, and the main people that have caused everyone the problem is the Jews. If the blacks could be separate and the whites could be separate, and the Orientals could be separate, we have no problems.
Racial survival.
Racism
That's the key.
mix according to the Bible.
So segregation is the way, okay?
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you in the red and black.
That's right.
Shayala.
And Shayala,
Go ahead.
and the
Just what's your
lady
question?
sitting next to you. You're saying that the black people have been, our forefathers have gone through all this and that. Well, I mean, we've gotten some rights and everything. We've been able to vote. Why can't
Where you gonna get from voting? Okay, everybody got their right.
You can elect somebody to represent you.
Listen.
If you don't use that right to vote, then you're not going to have anybody to represent you.
Everybody, hold it, hold it. Everybody that they got set up in office are Uncle Toms and puppets being pulled on the strings, okay? These David Dinkins, Jesse Jackson, Clarence Thomas, all of these people, I still got drugs in my neighborhood. My people still poor, still living in the ghetto, still living in the slums. These are black people that are put up, the white man put them up to pacify. See, you got a black mayor. See, you got a black police commissioner. But we could see through that because the white man is giving these black people in office orders.
All right, yes, ma'am.
Okay, you quote from the Bible and you say, all right, fine, whether it is a black or a white God, God says to forgive and forget. Don't you think it's time to forget about the past and think about what's happening now?
Listen good, okay? If you don't know your past, you don't know your future, okay? And what you talking about forget? We still catching hell every day, okay? And the Most High is not gonna forget. You Uncle Toms, you could forget, but the real black man is not gonna forget. There's a different stock, a different breed of young black men rising up, and we ain't gonna give a damn, and we gonna fight our enemies by the power of the Most High.
All right,
There's something else we haven't brought up, and that's people that are race traders. Whites and blacks that mix the races. Race traders. They should be hung up by ropes.
That's right.
Okay,
The Most High is against jungle
Stop for a
fever.
second. Yes, sir.
Let me say this. When you check out and you read in the Bible, God is a racist, and there's nothing that y'all could do or say can prevent this, man. That's why blacks and white can't get together in this society, because from the beginning, it was racism, man. And God is a racist, and it's going to be continuously racism in this society. Things is not going to get better.
Blacks and whites have never got together. Blacks and whites are never going to get together, okay?
Yes, ma'am. What do you think?
They were saying before that they killed and raped yours. What about the 6 million Jews that died?
First of all, they're not
No, they died. They died. They were raped. What happened to them?
Right here. You want the answer?
You're not the only one.
You want the
All right,
answer?
there are others.
You want the answer? Right here.
The real Holocaust is the blacks that were brought to America on slave ships. That's the true Holocaust. What about the black people that died?
Here's
That's
the lie.
true
It's been
Holocaust.
Okay, hold on. Now, go ahead, Curtis. What is this?
It's been exposed.
Hold on.
Now you're going to learn something.
What is this? What is this that you're holding up?
This is
Spotlight?
from Auschwitz, Spotlight, Poland, the camp. Pieper exposed the whole thing.
What
A
did he
Jew,
expose?
David
What are you talking
Cole,
about?
exposed at the Holocaust. There never was any gas chambers in the ovens. Nothing. There it is, right there.
What
You know,
Hitler
wait a minute,
was-
but
what
Curtis,
Hitler
hold
did
on,
was
wait, I'll get to
good,
this
okay?
point for a second. I gotta get to this point now. You know, it's easy for you at whatever age you are, since you don't know your age, to say now because someone has put their hand in your back and told you that a Holocaust never happened.
No.
I had two people on this show who are reunited, and they both bear the scars of living in a period
good.
of camp.
Well,
and those
they
people
should've
also were
that's
burnt,
good.
and they had family members who died in the Holocaust. So how can you say that this never happened? How
First
can you
of all,
say that?
these are experts that went over, and
Well,
you know what?
I don't know who these experts are.
Well, I mean, give me a chance to answer. Number one, their own people in Haifa and Tel Aviv say that this never happened.
All right, well, hold on a second. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, to you who say that people who mix have problems, you know, I have a black father and a white mother, and I'm happy being mixed. And I have Jewish friends, and I have black
Can I
friends,
say this?
and I have white friends. And if that makes
Can
you
I say
upset,
this?
good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say this. First of all,
Hold on a second.
First of all, you got to listen and let me get my point. There's no such thing as mixed, okay? You are what your forefathers are. Your forefather carries the seed, which is the sperm. Wherever he plants it, that's what he is. If you plant an apple seed, you get an apple tree. If a black man sleeps with a white man, Chinese, Japanese, that's the baby is what the forefather is. You are your forefathers. Your forefather was black, you're black. If your forefather was white,
So wait a
you're
minute.
white.
So
There's
in
no
this
such
particular
thing
case,
as mixed.
so in this particular case, since you don't like mixed, then that means that she's got to
No,
die
I didn't
along
say
with
I
the
don't
father and
like
the mother.
mixed. I said there's no such thing as mixed. Listening is an art.
But
I
both
said
of-
if she's black,
No, I know it's
that
an
means
art,
her
but you said,
forefather
wait,
is black.
hey, wait a
that
minute,
means she's black.
Wait, listening is an art. And if you listen to yourself a little earlier, you agree with him when he said race mixing is a crime against your people and they should die.
Basically,
you said that.
Listen so you can learn, okay?
I know, you listen so you can learn
Listen.
what you said,
No,
and that's what you
listen,
said.
Listen, okay? First of all, the Most High separated the nations.
And you said they should get traitors if they do
Second
that.
of all, the nations are not supposed to get with each other. Third of all, if they do get with each other, the baby is of the forefather. That's
Okay.
why you got your forefather,
But I'm backing
your
up.
father's last name.
I heard that.
That's
I know
why
that.
the woman
No, I
gets
know that. But
married,
earlier,
okay?
when he said race mixing is a traitor to the race, so therefore her father obviously is a traitor, and therefore will she die along with
No,
the
she
people you
will
said
not
will die?
She's an Israelite.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll take a break.
She
We'll be
is
back
a-
right after this. And after your comment, I mean, this obviously upsets you. What is the most upsetting thing about all of this to you?
Well, my mom has been one of the best people in my life, as my father. And for people to sit here and say because they love each other or they loved each other or whatever, that they're bad and they should die, no, I think that you're the ones with the problems. I mean, I'm a pretty well-rounded person. I have friends who are Jewish. I mean, my best friend is a Jewish girl, and I'm sorry. I don't care if she's oppressed. I don't care if she oppresses other people. She has never oppressed me. She never did anything ever hurt me in my life, and she never would. And that's all they have to do. That's all they have to do.
So now, for the two of you who believes that Jews are the devil, what should she do? She should stop being friends with this person?
All I can say is she's just got to find out what the truth is.
Right.
The facts are there.
And what is the truth? What is
do
the
the
truth?
studying. All the facts are right there.
What is the truth? What are you looking for in your truth? What is this truth that you're looking for?
The truth is
We don't
the
have
word,
to look.
okay, that
It's
we
all
should
right
be
there.
separate. The Most High says separate yourself from your
Open your
enemies,
mind.
okay,
All right.
and never trust your enemy. You saying she ain't gonna never do nothing to you? When the race wars come, which side you gonna be on? Because you're gonna have to choose which side you're gonna be on, and if you get caught on that side, they're gonna put you to death. Look at these black dudes who got white girlfriends getting caught up in Bensonhurst and Howard Beach. They get put to death.
All right, hold on. Yes, sir.
I'm a Jewish person, and
You
the
ain't no
lies,
Jew.
the
Obviously
complete
you're
lies
Jew.
you guys
You
are
are not
spreading
no Jew. You're the
really
devil.
upset me. But because I'm not an ignorant fool, because I have some sense, unlike you guys, I mean, I have black friends and Christian friends. I'm not
Man,
going
you
home
a
tonight and
liar,
going to
okay?
beat them up and say, die, 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 because you guys, who happen to be white and Christian, insulted me. I mean, maybe some Jewish person once hurt you, but I didn't hurt you, and my father didn't hurt you.
Your
That's no
forefathers.
reason to try to
You
hurt
are
me.
your forefathers, okay? Let me say this, Montel. Montel, let me say this. Let me say
Wait a minute.
this.
Hold on a minute, Shiloh. Yes, ma'am.
Let me say this.
Yeah, I think all of you are very pitiful, every single one of you, because
Yeah,
all you are teaching is hate, every
God
single one
hates.
of you. And I got a little
Christ
girl, and God forbid, the
Okay.
day she grows up and she
what's your
falls in love with a
nationality?
white man or with a black man, I'm going to be happy because she loves somebody. All right? All you're going back to is racism. All right? I feel very sorry for your kids and the ignorance every single one of you is going to teach them. And I hope my daughter never runs into any one of you.
Listen, let me say this. First of all, let me bring this out. First of all, we're not a hate group. First of all, listen. We're a spiritual group. We're a spiritual group, okay? We're the Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of, okay? The Most High made the races to hate. Okay, the Most High separated races. If he wanted everybody the same, he would make everybody look the same. He's the one that's racist.
Let me bring to light her question right there.
Go ahead, Bill.
When she was talking about, you know, her kids or whatever, you know, mixing the races. You know, I mean, you're going to be real sorry you said that when it comes to race war and they're mixed raced.
No.
Okay, wait a minute, man. You can't be heard. Hold on. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
You disgrace every spiritual group in the whole world by being up there with your ignorant bull. And I suggest that you hurt me personally. Just by looking at you. I can't even look at you without feeling
Don't look at me, because Christ called you a dog in Mark the 7th chapter.
I ain't no dog.
You ain't a damn thing to me, okay?
Okay, all right. You know, it really comes to a point where, you know, all of you sitting in this room are people, here it is 1993, and I don't understand how we're ever going to get to any place unless this generation does something to help not change your mind, but at least gets to interact and be part of something that can be together. Because we don't. What do you plan on? Just a war forever?
Nah, what you have to listen. No, see, we want peace, but to get peace, you got to go through war. Okay, now the Most High is bringing a war. Look what's going on in the Middle East. Okay, there's race wars that's going on. What you think about the nuclear bombs? You think they put them in the museum? America is going to be destroyed before the year 2000 by thermonuclear destruction. 1/3 of the black Hispanics and Indians is going to be saved, and all the rest of the people in America is going to be destroyed. The Most High is going to raise up the black man and the white man.
Wait a minute. If the point that Bill's been making the whole time, and the point that Curtis has been making, and your own point, if tomorrow there was a law passed that only black people can live from I don't know, Kansas west, and only white people can live from, I don't know, let's say Ohio to Kansas, and then from New York to Ohio, it's anybody else. So we're separated. Is that what you want?
The Most High wants that.
Okay, well, then if that's what he wants, then all of a sudden no race war will happen.
Okay?
Right? Is that it? No race war will happen.
Montel.
There's going to be a race war.
Okay. Yes.
There's not going to be any peace on the face of this earth until all white people are dead.
That's
okay?
right.
Then there's going to be peace on the earth. Okay?
All right. Okay, stop there. Yes, ma'am.
Where could this hate possibly come from? I don't understand how it got there.
The
Because you were not born that way.
Okay.
You were not born with hate inside of you. God's not hate. Hate is hate.
I'll tell you what, we got to stop. We got to take a little break. When we come back, we'll find out again, because I don't know. Have they answered the question to you as to why they hate? Okay, we'll try it one more time. We'll be back right after this. We've been talking to teenage hate mongers, and I'm going to give an opportunity for some of the members of the audience to just make some statements and tell us what you think about what's been said. What do you think so far?
Well, personally, I'd just like to say, I don't think it's a color, race, sex, or creed thing. It's a people thing. You know, you're all up there preaching hate. If you want to change something, why don't you try, like, a different attitude?
Okay.
You preach hate, and you're not going to change anything. It's a people thing.
All right, stop there.
Just as you people hate us, I don't hate anybody. You know, whatever.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, yes, sir. What do you think? Stand up.
I just want to say that America's supposed to be a melting pot. Everyone's supposed to mix. I have friends of all different races and cultures, and it works for me. None of you can probably say that you've had a friend of a different race or a culture. You've never tried it. How could you say it doesn't?
All right, okay, stop there. Hold on a minute. Yes, ma'am. Why don't you stand up? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
You say in the Bible that it says to hate. In the Bible, it also says to love your enemies.
Your enemies amongst your nation.
Hold on a minute. I want them to get some comments.
Who persecute you. And you in the black, I'm going to pray for you because I believe that you should also love your enemies.
All right, good. Yes, ma'am. No, that's okay. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to say my boyfriend is black, my best friend right here is black, her boyfriend is white, my best friend right there is white. I love everybody who loves me.
I don't see what the black man sees.
Okay, all right. Okay. All right, okay.
Agree with that.
All right, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Stand up. Yes, sir.
Yes, I'd like to tell him, if you think it's a evil ratio between the white man, why is the black man killing another black man on the drug dealer corner?
Okay, that's because...
Hold on. Yes, ma'am.
All four of y'all just need to grow up and get a life.
All right. Okay. Yes, sir.
You better
Mr. Comment, sir. Yes, sir.
Right, to clarify what he said, man, with race mixing, man, if you check your history out, the white man from the beginning of time created the first murder, all right? He killed the black man, Cain, Abel, all right?
Okay, we're back to the Bible again.
Right
all right, okay,
right.
I got your point. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say that unless you have died and you've seen the supposed God you claim to have seen and know, you don't know who God is. God is the biggest mystery.
Okay, all right, good enough.
We know the mystery.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, stand up. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to know, where do you go around preaching your stuff at? Like,
Okay, they'll answer that in a second. I want to get a couple more comments, and I'm going to turn it back over to you guys. Let's go over here. They want to know where you preach this at. Let's get this comment right here, sir. What do you think?
Yeah, I was just wondering. When you're talking about this hate teaching,
Right.
First of all, young brothers out, about 3, 4 years old, you teaching this and they're not getting any of that.
Yeah, I teach my little brothers and sisters
First of all,
that the white man's
I'm
the
just
devil.
saying simply.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying simply that that's not teaching them anything but hate.
Nah, we
and
teach
I'm, like I said, I'm going to pray for young brothers.
People and hate your enemies.
Separation is not going to get us anywhere.
Okay,
All right, okay, good enough. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you Uncle Tom, man. You Uncle Tom, okay? You Uncle
said
Tom.
that your deep hatred stems from the past. I'm only 16 years old. I wasn't there years and years ago.
You are your forefathers.
I am not my forefathers.
Yes,
I'm my
you
own
are.
person.
Okay, all right, hold on a second. Yes, sir.
I want to know how you could get everybody together and fight when most people don't even like each other.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
saying, because black people killing black people,
Right,
white
that's
people
a curse.
killing white people.
Right.
How you gonna get them together?
The Most High is raising up an army, a small army of the Hebrew Israelite men, and we're going to take the world over by the power of the Most High.
All right, stop for a second. But that's the same point. The point that they made over there, and I'm going to let one of you, Bill or Curtis, make this point. What was being said here is that we do have, and the statistics show, that crime in America is more predominantly committed by a race on its own race. Hate crime, and not hate crime, but crime, like robberies, rapes, and those kinds of things. White people rape white people, black people rape black people. So if you're so angry with people, why aren't you angry with the people that do that within your own race?
We are.
Okay?
Number one, we have to get the traitors out of the way. You get those people out of the way, and I'll tell you what, the whole thing's going to be exposed.
And how will you
Just like the 6
get
million
them
Jew
out of the
thing.
way? Put that down. How will you get them out of the way? Wait a minute, hold on. How will you get them out of the way?
Expose them.
What?
Expose them.
Expose them, and
throughout
then
the
what
world.
will you do with them?
Put them, charge them with treason.
Charge them, then what will you do with them?
Bring them in front of a grand jury.
Then what will you do with them?
That's
Hold
up
on.
to the grand
Put them to
jury.
death? Up to a grand jury?
But
made up of who?
Of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Of the 12
Now, let me
tribes,
say this.
okay.
Let me say this, okay? The brother asked where we're teaching, okay? What we're trying to teach, we can't break down in an hour. So you brothers, you seen us on 42nd and 8th, 34th and 7th, 44th, Flatbush and Church, Fulton, Nostrand, Fulton, Hoyt,
Okay.
149th.
You're
You
out
seen
here
us
in New
the
York
Bronx.
City,
You
but go
gotta
ahead.
come
What?
and get us. All you Uncle Toms, you're gonna die. The brothers that want to stand up for their race, come. The sisters that want to stand behind their man, come. All you Uncle Toms, you're gonna die.
And we'll be
with
back
the
right
race.
after this. We're back, and we've been talking to teenage hate mongers, and you wanted to say what?
I just have 2 quick questions for Aurora.
No questions. How about a statement? Because we're almost out of time.
I go to an all-white school. I can understand why you hate white people. From my history, I go to all-white school. I see racism. I face racism every day. But you waste all your energy on hate.
No, we don't. We love
Yes, you do. From what I've seen today, you're wasting all your energy on hate.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
My comment is, I don't know if you remember, Shai Allah, what you said at the beginning of the show, but you said that Jacob and Esau, they were not brothers.
They
But if
were
you-
brothers.
And that-
Esau hated Jacob.
But
Okay, they were brothers.
If they were so much brothers,
Because
why
the-
would they hate each other?
the
You
Most
say
High made them hate
black
each
people
other
are
and
brothers,
separated
then why do
That's
we have
because
hate
that was a
today?
curse
Why
that
do
was
we
put
hate
on
each
us.
other so
One was
much?
brought here to play the part of the wicked, which is the white man, okay? His track record proves that. And one was brought here to play the part of the righteous, which is us,
Okay, hold on a second. All right, got it. Yes, ma'am.
All right, before he said that racism brought the world up and it will bring it down. It's all because of racists like him. And I look at him and I want to throw up all over him.
Look at you.
Everybody gets the world, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And I believe in a Catholic God, and just because of that, I believe you can recognize the way you want to believe. You just shouldn't treat yourself. It's the way I believe it. You're going to burn in hell.
All right, okay. I think if you just stop for a second and you think about this at home, and for those of you that are sitting here in this audience, I'm not the one that has to deal with people like this. You do. Our generation may not be around long enough when all the things that they hope for come to fruition. But when they come to fruition, you will have to deal with them because they're teenagers like yourself, and you have to make some judgment calls. We've heard nothing but hate being espoused. I'm not sure that anything will be solved in this country with hate, but if that's the way they're going to act, you have to figure out a way to combat that, and it's up to you guys to do that. It's not up to us. I don't know. A lot of parents out there to watch this show, too. I hope that you are teaching your kids something other than what these kids have learned, because this is what is a result of learning that kind of stuff. We'll see you on the next one.
It be typical to place the blame from where the hatred came. It won't erase the pain, it'll only stagnate the change. Now I ain't saying Whitey ain't gonna pay for his crimes committed by the man designed the wicked to be wicked with divine intervention. But let's deal with the facts on how we ended up in them chains. Breaking God's laws, thrown on ships in deplorable conditions. What a horrible vision to have the vision. A slave then, a slave now. Instead of ships, they got us packed in prisons. All from ratchet living, self-hatred, lack of knowledge. Knowledge you won't find from master's degrees and master's college.
knowledge. Master don't love you, master don't love his own, unless it's 33rd and the 3rd degree of the skull and bones. Then you just a nigga with some pale hue. Twice a loser, your heaven but catching hell too. The hell with you is God's chosen over everything. Give us light, Hebrew Israelites, together let us sing.